Yo, what is going on, everybody? My name is Jason, and in this video I am going to give you some tips on how you can move to a whole new city without knowing a single soul, while also showing you some sweet drone footage that I took with my new DJI Mini 2. Now, before we even get started, I wanted to share you a little bit about my story and my background, so hopefully you can relate to it. But before we even do that, I want you to hit that subscribe button and smash that like button so I don't starve to death. So about 2 years ago, I basically reached the breaking point of just being fed up with the hometown that I came from, Ohio. Nothing wrong with the state, but I felt like I was just being fed up with seeing the same roads, the same old buildings, the same highways, and just frankly the same old environment where I felt like I wasn't growing fast enough. Oh, and I was sick and tired of freezing my balls off. So, at the ripe age of 29, I buckled up and moved to Austin, Texas without knowing a single soul. And 2 years later, I am in LA, repeating the process all over again. Jeez, what is wrong with me? Why can't I sit still? All right, let's get down to business. This is how you move to a new city without knowing anyone. First and foremost, let's get the obvious thing out the way. Make sure you have some cash saved up. I would say at least about 6+ months, just to be on the safe side. But really, for me, I saved up about a year. You got cash stashed away? Start saving now. Move back home with your parents. Get a roommate. Stop going out. Stop eating out. Stop visiting a strip club every day after work. Stop going on dates. Man, these girls out here in LA are like professional daters. They date to eat. Now, it does help if you have a job lined up. Even better if you have a remote gig, which I had and still have. All right. Tip number 2, embrace minimalism. Look, you don't want to be dragging your whole living room and closet across the country. Sell everything. I basically brought only my work equipment with me, an air mattress, a pillow, some eating utensils, and hygiene stuff, you know, the essentials. The point is, sell everything. Embrace minimalism. And tip number 3. Okay, I'm about to sit down for this. Have a friend to call. Now, this is something I wish I would have known because it would have made my transition less painful and spared many nights of crying myself to sleep in the corner, screaming out for love and connection. Now, I know not everyone has that special someone or that special friend that's super supportive of everything you do. It's probably the reason why you're leaving your hometown in the first place. However, try your best to think of somebody. Could be a family member, could be a co-worker, could be a friend out of state, that girl you just met on Tinder, or that barista that keeps messing up your green tea frappuccino. I said I wanted it with soy. If you whipped out your Rolodex and still cannot come up with something, I got you. Here's tip number 4. Have a token that reminds you of home. All right, hear me out. I was inspired by this idea from the movie Inception. For those that haven't seen the film, the basic premise of the movie is about a group of thieves that not only steal ideas from a person's mind, but also implants another person's idea into the target's subconscious via dream hacking. Wait, what? Anyways, things escalate, and Leonardo DiCaprio's character and his crew have to devise a way to create dreams within dreams within dreams. Can you be more complicated? Because of this, it becomes increasingly difficult to distinguish between the real world and the dream world. So everybody on the crew has a token or an item that reminds them of the real world. To translate this into our world, I'm not saying you necessarily need something that reminds you of home, but you know, try to come up with an object or a couple of objects that kind of centers you and grounds you and reminds you of who you are. For me, it's my workstation. I made sure to bring my desk, my monitor, my laptop, my desk lamp, and my books. I was able to pack all of this into my Honda Accord. And as soon as I got to my destination, I immediately set it up. Oh man, Cali taxis are gonna kill me. It just makes me feel like I'm with myself. It kind of tricks me into thinking that nothing really changed. And here's the last tip. Do not, and I repeat, do not get wasted. I don't know about you, but when I get wasted, and especially the morning after, I get into a very needy and weak state. I'm like a baby crying for his mother. You don't want to put yourself into a state where you're literally crying for attention. And believe me, there is nothing worse than being hungover and feeling super alone with no one to comfort you. Go to the gym, go for a run at the park, go hiking, do things that elevate your energy, makes you feel more confident, and just makes you feel more optimistic. The last thing you want to do is go crawling back home to your hometown due to decisions you made while under the influence. It's not a good way to start off on a pretty scary journey. Look, I know it's a super scary thought to move to a new city without knowing a single soul. Stop focusing on the negatives and start keeping your attention on the bright side of things, on the new chapter of your book. Moving to a new city without knowing anyone changes the game for you. You're going to be a completely different person faster than you think, but not as fast as smashing that like button. Yo, if you found this helpful, or you know someone who's planning on moving to a new city, share this with them. Or if you like the drone footage with my sexy voice in the background, give it a thumbs up. Peace.